my identity has gone through a journey of being a victim of culture to someone who's actively trying to change it. From someone who was spat on for being dark-skinned to someone who is now in ads representing dark skin and in the media talking to masses about the problematic effects of colorism. Colorism was the reason I wanted to die, and now it has given me a reason to live.
The word colorism is such a new term that it does not even pass spell check sometimes. This term basically means discrimination against people of darker skin tones. And we see this everywhere in the world. It's not just an Indian problem. It's all over the world. It still is rampant, even in the United States, where there are so many dark-skinned models and actresses. So, and even if you want to forget about this term, every Fair and Lovely commercial is there to remind you that, if you don't lighten your skin tone, you might not find love, success, or even jobs for that matter. So to discuss this discrimination, I wanted to open up this conversation so that all of us can realize that, beauty is in every skin tone, and that beauty is defined by us. It's our perspective, and we can redefine beauty if we want. Let's start at the very beginning. From my own experience, one of my friends just gave birth to a baby girl, and she told me that as soon as she had the baby, all her relatives were calling her from India. And without a doubt, every relative asked her if the baby was a Gori or a Kali. And that to me was so tragic because it brought up my past trauma of living in India and growing up here in Bombay, and every single day being ridiculed about my skin color. As you can notice, I'm wearing this patch that says Kali. This word was used to ridicule me for all of my lifetime, and now I'm reclaiming this word because I'm proud to be Kali. And I think we should all be. That is so true. It's all about accepting who you are, right? And something so superficial like your skin color that you can never change, how can you not accept it? And I actually truly believe that melanin is a superpower, and I think everyone in India is blessed with it in varying amounts. And I live in the US, where people have to put layers and layers and layers of sunscreen to just be out in the sun, in the California sun, and I can just go out and be myself. I still need some sun protection because the sun there is very strong, but I don't get red and I don't get sick because I'm out in the sun. So it's actually, we are built to be in the sun, we are built to be out in the world, and that is a superpower in my opinion. And this is so true for me also because now I'm an engineer. I grew up here as an engineer. I went to the US to do my master's degree. And when I went to the US, the perspective was completely different, right? And they looked at my height and my skin tone and they were like, wait, do you want to be in my photo shoot? Do you want to be in my fashion show? And I realized that it's all about perspective, right? The only thing that changed between India and USA was not me. I was the same. The only thing changed was the perspective. So what do you guys think about what is our responsibility? How can we change the perception of beauty being in positions of power, right? What responsibility does the entertainment industry have? Because we are the ones producing the stories that everyone listens to, right? I think that colorism is very closely tied to casteism. Past, there was actually not that much demonization of skin color. But then we slowly moved into a very stratified caste system where the manual labor jobs were to the lower caste, and then as a byproduct of doing manual labor outside, you carry a gene, you start creating a gene pool that has more melanin in your genes, right? So people from the lower caste are, traditionally more dark-skinned than the higher caste, and they have to deal with not only colorism but also casteism. So they're, so neglected by the society. So it's time that we start changing the conversation around, colorism is just about color. No, it's a very layered issue that plays into caste politics, that plays into religious politics as well. For that, believe that, hey, I'm dark-skinned, but I can still be a model, or I can still be an actress. Because for me, it came externally too. Someone else had to believe in me and tell me that I was beautiful. And that actually played a lot of, it made my life a lot harder in the beginning. And initially, all the photos that photographers would give me, I would just send them back. I would never upload them. And then I had to change the conversation in my own head, being like, no, this is just your programming. For like 25 years, you've been told that you're ugly. So it's time that we start changing the conversation around.
All to dismantle colorism and dismantle the idea that dark skin is unworthy. I consider myself highly successful because I measure my success in my ability to love and give. I'm madly in love with myself and with the world and with all the people in my life who love me for who I am.